What's up, guys? I'm outside right now. As you can see, I wanted to start off this reading vlog just prefacing that this is going to be over the course of maybe a few weeks, depending on how quickly it takes for me to finish a series. The other day, I went and bought Throne of Glass. So I've been doing a little bit of research on like the reading order of this whole series because there's so many different opinions. And I also asked my friend, and she said she read Assassin's Blade last. I heard some people read it first. I heard some people read it in the middle of the series. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start with Throne of Glass, enjoy it, and then based on my confusion levels throughout the series, we'll see where I place that, but let's start reading it. What's up, guys? So it's been a few days, scratch that. It's been a week since the last clip where I was outside enjoying the sun. As you can tell by my hoodie, the sun has since left the chat and it is not as warm as it was last week. Since last week, I have indeed finished Throne of Glass. This was a 3-star book, solid 3 stars, no higher, no lesser. Reason being, I'm aware that Sarah J Maas wrote this when she was 16 years old. The writing was still good. I definitely was getting into it throughout the middle, and it was like a very quick read once I got past the beginning, because the beginning for me was a little bit slow. And what made me rate this book 3 stars was that the ending wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Like, it wasn't a classic Sarah J Maas ending, if you know what I mean. Normally her endings kind of end with a bang and they're like earth-shattering, emotionally wrecking, but it seems like she tried to do that, but at least for me it didn't deliver. Throne of Glass, 3 stars. I'm now on to Crown of Midnight, so I'm a little past the halfway mark now, and I'm just gonna be honest with you guys because I don't want to fake anything on this channel. Sarah J Maas books, honestly, you guys know I'm a Christian. You guys know I take my relationship with God more serious than anything else on this planet. Also, in that relationship with God, the Lord has given me the gift of discernment between spirits. And also, more backstory is that I'm not an anxious person. I don't really get anxiety at all, really. And I started reading. In both of these books, I've been experiencing a little bit of anxiety. And I'm not really okay with that. I'm not letting that fly. That spirit has no hold over me. It's gotta go. So I was talking to God about it, and he was like, yeah, these books aren't really the best for you, as in for me personally. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just being honest with you. And throughout the first book, I was like, okay, you know, fantasy, cool, whatever, giving Hunger Games vibes. But it's getting a little bit dark. And don't get me wrong, these books are less dark than her Crescent City novels, but it's still dark. And I'm not really comfortable with some of the things that she's incorporated in this series so far, and I'm literally only on the second book. So I had a serious conversation with God, and I was like, Lord, like, what do you think about this series, like, genuinely? Essentially, he said, I can still read them, but it's not going to be pleasant in terms of my spirituality. So depending on how I feel towards the ending of this book, I will let you guys know if I'm gonna continue reading the series. Right now I'm on page 239. I've been reading a lot lately because, don't get me wrong, like, it's still very entertaining. I'm invested in the romance, I'm invested in the politics and the fantasy, but I'm not invested to the point where I'm going to jeopardize my own spiritual well-being. So that being said, this is also just a warning for you guys. Like, if you're a believer and you want to get into reading, just be wary about what you read, because there's some books that have the Lord's presence on it, have the Spirit of the Lord in it, was inspired by God, and there's some books that were not inspired by God at all. That's just what I'm experiencing right now, and it's a little bizarre. I'm not really comfortable with it, but I just want to let you guys know in case this video ends abruptly. So far, Crown of Midnight, it's definitely more interesting than Throne of Glass. I'm feeling like these two books have slower starts for me compared to her previous series, but it's still very entertaining. I'm literally speed reading it without even meaning to, because, you know, it's interesting. But that's where I'm at, guys. I'll let you know when I rate it if I finish it. What's up, guys? It's been a few days since I last filmed the last clip that you guys saw. I have since finished Crown of Midnight, and I rated it 4 stars. I know I was telling you guys about how I wasn't really sure if I was going to continue the rest of the series, but I did. And I have not finished Heir of Fire just yet. It's been like 3 days since I started it. I'm on page 349. Let's go through my thoughts in the first 3 books. Okay, so first book, 3 stars. I told you guys it was slow, but then it picked up and the ending was not giving Sarah Sarah J Maas ending. Then Crown of Midnight was definitely like a lot better. I feel like with the writing, like I felt like everything flowed a lot more easier, hence 4 stars. I don't really have much to report. Like, I'm not invested the way that I am with, let's take ACOTAR. ACOTAR was a 5-star series for me. Almost every book was a 5-star read for me. These books, I'm reading for the sake of reading them. Like, I'm reading them because everyone has hyped up the series to the point where I feel like I'm committing a book club crime if I don't read Throne of Glass series. As I'm reading Crown of Midnight, I'm like, okay, this is getting good, this is getting interesting, liking the action, you know, whatever. It's a solid 4 stars for the execution of the author and the story, but in terms of my heart being invested, I'm not. Heir of Fire is kind of a similar story. I'm definitely vibing with the whole relationship aspect with Rowan and Celaena, or Aelin, whatever her name chooses to be at whatever given moment. Also, at this moment, I'm such a big Chaol and Aelin. Guys, like, I don't know what to call her. She has like 50,000 names. But I want them to get together in the end. If they don't, and like Sarah J Maas finds a way to ruin that for me, I'm gonna be like very upset because I'm rooting for them hardcore. But I'm not like attached to any of the characters. Like, I was fully engulfed with Feyre and Rhysand. This is just not doing it for me. I don't know why, but I'm hoping Queen of Shadows is like better and then I get like into it. I know how I talked to you guys about how it was getting a little bit dark in Crown of Midnight. It's definitely keeping that theme, and I'm just skipping over all the parts that I don't really like because I don't like it. Why am I gonna read it? You know what I'm saying? So far, it's been like 3.5 stars. Comment below, where the heck do I read Assassin's Blade? When do I read that? Because I clearly didn't start with it. Guys, sorry for the lighting, but it is the same day since you saw me in the last few clips, and I finished. I read around 200 pages today of this book. I rated it 4.5 stars. Let's just do a quick wrap up of the last 3 books. It took me a week to read Throne of Glass, and that was like 300 and something pages. And then Crown of Midnight was 418 pages. I read that in 3 days, starting this past Sunday. And I just finished Heir of Fire. It is currently Friday of the same week that I started Crown of Midnight. And this book was 562 pages. So what did I think about this book? Okay, I became more invested in it with the introduction of Rowan and the character development and also relationship building between Aelin and Rowan. I did become quite attached to those 2 characters and their bond. Last clip I said how I was still voting for Chaol. Not sure if that's still a thing anymore, but wouldn't put it past me. Now to the big question, am I going to read Queen of Shadows? I need to talk to God about it because this book was dark, and I don't really feel the need to put myself through that because, like I said, I'm not super into the series the way that I was to ACOTAR. So I don't know if I'm going to be reading Queen of Shadows, to be completely honest with you guys. If you see a next clip after this and I am, well, there you go. But if not, I'm just letting you guys know. The ending of this book was satisfactory though. It was Sarah J Maas ending. Like I said, if this video comes out and I'm reading Queen of Shadows, great. If not, great. So I'll see you guys when I see you. Hey guys, it has been a week. It's actually been a little bit over a week. You know how in the last clip I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna continue this series, Well, I did. We're gonna talk about Assassin's Blade because as you saw, I actually finished Assassin's Blade. Right now, as we're filming this, it's May 3rd, which means that it's been already 2 weeks, I think, 2.5 weeks of me starting the Throne of Glass series. I am on the 4th book of the series, or the 5th, depending on how you place Assassin's Blade. There's a lot of speculation on where to place Assassin's Blade in the reading order of the series, and I read it before Queen of Shadows, so I read it after Heir of Fire. Why I was advised to do that, I don't know. I just asked TikTok and TikTok told me and I did it. I see why now that I'm in Queen of Shadows. I am right now 110 pages in, so I can see why they told me to do that, right? But also, like, this is literally her backstory, so like, I don't know why you wouldn't read it first. So like if I'm advising you and you're starting Throne of Glass, I would say read it first because this is literally her whole backstory. Hey guys, it's editing Natasha here. So I just wanted to interrupt this clip by letting you guys know what my preferred reading order of Assassin's Blade would be, because I don't think you should read it as a whole. I think you should split it up into novellas, and I think you should read it at certain parts. But if I had to read the book as a whole, I would have read it first off the bat. I suggest that you split it up. There's 5 novellas in Assassin's Blade. I suggest you read The Assassin and the Empire before Throne of Glass, okay? Then, before Empire of Storms, read Assassin's Blade and the Pirate Lord. And then before Tower of Dawn, read The Assassin and the Healer and The Assassin and the Red Desert. I have completely forgot everything about what happened in regards to The Assassin and the Underworld. But either way, that is my recommended reading order, to keep them as novellas and read them before certain parts of the book, because if you read it in the beginning of the series, you probably are going to forget everything that happened in all 5 novellas. That's what I think makes the most sense in terms of the series. Do with this information what you will. I just want to tell you guys that, and let's get back to the video. That's my advice. I understand why. The reason why I understand they told me to read this before Queen of Shadows, and the last novella is crucial for you to at least have in your mind, like, remember for Queen of Shadows, because there's a lot of things lining up between the two. So I would just say, literally, if you want to read Assassin's Blade, read this before the entire series so you know what's going on, and then read the very last novella either for the first time or again before Queen of Shadows, because that's what just makes the most sense. I rated this 4 stars flat. It was definitely entertaining, definitely interesting. I liked it a lot. It wasn't terribly dark the way that Heir of Fire was kind of becoming to get. And I posted on TikTok, how should I read Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms, if I should read them as standalones or do a tandem read. Literally everyone said tandem read, so I'm gonna do that. This definitely helped me really get to know the main character a lot more. It definitely helped me like her a lot more. Not that I didn't like her before, but I like her more now that I know her more. So I'm just waiting for this to kind of propel me forward, because there's literally 3 books left after this one, so I'm literally at the halfway point. But what I will say is that I still stand Chol. So I've officially finished Queen of Shadows. I rated this book 4.85 stars, which was the anticipated rating I thought I was going to give this book. And it did happen. I am fully invested. I am enamored. I am struck, intrigued. I actually was so involved with the story. I honestly couldn't stop reading. Like, this book, I completely agree with what Destiny Sidwell said, and with the TikTok comment that I got, that this book makes you fall for the series. It really just gets you in there. I'm super excited for Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, and the update on that is I got Empire of Storms off of the library. This is actually my first library book in years, so little honorary moment for that. So excited. Also, look at the page difference. Both of these are 600 bucks, and look how much thicker this one is. It's just because of like the thickness of the pages, but I'm excited to read this. Unfortunately, the library did not have Tower of Dawn. What they did do was they said that they could order it for me and then call me when they have it so I can go pick it up. It's been a day so far since I got this. I obviously don't want to start it until I get Tower of Dawn, just so I don't really like rob myself of the experience, but I am waiting for that, and they said the latest it should come is a week from now, so that's more than enough time. Probably in the next clip you will see me reading Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn tandem reading. I think what I'm gonna do is finish the tandem read and give my review of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, and then make a second additional video, a second part, and completely do my reaction and full reading vlog of Kingdom of Ash, because as you guys may know, it's a 1,000 page book. So I'm excited for that, guys, and thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And if you haven't read the series yet, I do recommend. I will say it does get a little bit dark, but Sarah J Maas, I fully believe, is a master at character development, and the way that she emphasizes one specific aspect, one specific theme in all of her series so far that I've noticed. I don't want to say it because I don't want you guys to take it the wrong way. She does a phenomenal job at writing, and it's so hard to find authors like her that is exquisite at detail and at themes and character development and executing tropes expertly, and slow burn as well. But anyways, guys, I'm excited to tandem read. I'll see you guys in the next clip. guys, so I'm in the middle of reading Tower of Dawn, tandem reading with Empire of Storms from the library, as I told you. Okay, so I'm almost 200 pages in this one. I'm 208 pages through Tower of Dawn. So far, I do see why people like Empire of Storms more, but like I said, I'm 200 pages into Tower of Dawn, and there's like action, like there's stuff going on. So far, it's been 200 pages. Both books are over 600 pages. I know how the timeline correlates. I'm not seeing what everyone's talking about how it's just solely information, because there's action, like there's a lot going on, like it's intense in Tower of Dawn, just like Empire of Storms. But like I said, I'm 200 pages in, but so far I'm liking both books, I want to say equally. They're both very, very interesting, very, very well written. So that's how I feel so far. I just wanted to give you guys my personal opinion on Tower of Dawn, because I know people say that it's boring or even skip it. Don't skip it, because it's actually very, very cool. So yeah. He's winnowing. Hey guys, so I have finished Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms, and yes, I did a tandem read. Mind you, both of these books were well over 600 pages, so it took me 2 weeks to finish both of these, but I am proud to say we've done it. And let me tell you, if you're between tandem reading or just reading them by themselves, tandem read all the way. Like, it was actually so crazy. I'm gonna briefly mention to you guys all the things that I genuinely really appreciated about each book separately, and then go into what it was like reading them together and their ratings, because wow. Empire of Storms, heavy on romance, heavy on action, heavy on developing things that needed to be developed for Kingdom of Ash. Okay. Rated it on its own 4.89, 4.9 stars. Not a 5-star for me, just because an underlying theme, it was there, but it wasn't packed in full force. I'm gonna get more into that in Tower of Dawn. I'm gonna start being really picky about my 5-star reads, but if you were to just be like Natasha, you have to pick a whole number, it'd be 5. Nonetheless, this was a phenomenal book. Tower of Dawn. People skip this book for I don't know why. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the details got a little bit to be too much and I was kind of bored. I'm just gonna be so honest with you guys. I did not need Nesrin's perspective. Like, only for the parts that mattered, yeah, it was fine, but I could have literally done without this whole Nesrin, Sartok, whatever his name was. If it was just Irene, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Chaol, I would have been a happy camper. Bottom line is, this is 4.75 stars. I like this almost as much as Empire of Storms. I don't know why people don't like it. I don't know why people say it's boring. There were some parts that were a little much, but you cannot skip this book. Like, you literally cannot skip this book. The tea that goes down in this book is crazy, and I am 1000% here for Irene and Chaol's relationship. 1000% here. Both these books, so close to 5-star reads. They were both phenomenal as their own books, and they were exquisite as one book. Honestly, I feel like she should make just a 1,200 page book and combine them, because it was just what everyone wanted, it was what everyone needed, and it was really, really phenomenal. The cliffhanger, though, is so epic that I honestly cannot wait to go into Kingdom of Ash. That being said, I'm gonna wrap up this video here because I literally went through 7 books throughout this video, so I'm gonna dedicate a video solely to Kingdom of Ash. An almost 1,000 page book deserves that kind of justice, that sole video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It has been honestly such a roller coaster reading the Throne of Glass series over the course of literally a month. Like, I've been filming this for a month. Subscribe and like and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. I will see you guys next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. God bless you guys, and peace.